Hey folks, hi, this is Gigi. Hope you're all doing well. It's Friday, that means getting ready for a little chat here. We dropped a little bit of money, talk about our week. It's kind of like a so-so week, but not every week can be fast and furious, you know what I mean? Today, we're having boozy coffee, because Gigi be liking boozy coffee, and you know, today is Friday. I'm just saying. So, cheers folks. Here's to you.
We're getting ready.
Oh, that's good. I didn't have any whipped cream, or I had that on top instead of let me lower myself. Instead of my cold foam. Let me see, maybe I just need to scoot this back. Is that better? I think that's better. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and drop some money, talk about the week. It's a slow kind of week, it's not real. Well, I mean, there were some things that happened. We'll talk about that. So, let's go ahead and, hey, how'd you like my Gigi After Dark? I kind of like Gigi After Dark. I think she's kind of cool, but hey, that's just Gigi. I'm just saying. All right, let's see how much money we're going to be saving today. Hope everyone's having a great week. So, got back from the flying field. I was out there just for a little bit. A big dog was. It's that time of year again when, flying's and it's the time to fly. So, he was out at 4. I just did a drive-by. Came back and did some gardening. I'm kind of, my goal would be to, be able to make pico de gallo for my garden, with onions, tomatoes, cilantro, jalapeno. I've got cilantro growing out there. That's working out really well. Tomatoes are going well. I've already pulled, I think, 4. I've actually used 3, so they're small. I like to get a cherry tomato plant, so I'm looking for that. So I'm kind of surprised that got a bunch of, the flowers are growing there. There's a little clip, but I'm getting flowers. So there's something about, I've always kind of wanted to grow a garden. I think I've always kind of wanted to do that. And I've tried planting, growing plants in the house, but nothing really seemed to work. But this little planter that I have out here, and the plants, they seem to be doing okay. So I'm really pleased with that. So let's go ahead and count this money out. See how much money we're doing today. 50. There's 80. There's 100. So 150, 60, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, and 82. All right. Well, we know where that $2 is going, huh? So anyway, did that today. Hello, girls. My baby girls. So let's go ahead and drop some money first in our little $2 book here. Well, this is only because I'm doing the $2 ones right now. Trying to get back on track as far as our savings and what we're doing here. So let me go ahead and move this back. Make sure you folks up there can see. So go ahead and put $2 in there. No, but this week I had to go take care of some business with my mom. My dad's, he's been gone, excuse me, a bit. I think I need another drink. He'll be gone, I believe it'll be 2 years in June. Is that right? Yeah, I think June. Now I'm going to have to look to make sure. I'm pretty sure it was June. Anyway, there was still some outstanding business, and I don't know. I know one of them I was waiting for because I want to make sure everything was taken care of, state, whatever they need to look at, whoever needs to look at it. And you just don't want to close anything out unless you have all your ducks in a row. I'm pretty positive that it's good to go. So this gal that we were working with, she was like our liaison with all the insurance company and the state, and she goes, "No, I'm thinking you're pretty good to go." Okay, but I find it interesting because it's just like when I went to pick up my dad's death certificate. Because I think in reality, I probably could have closed these accounts out sooner. But it's like the final. It's like when I was going through my mom's book. My mom's very organized. There she is. And when we were going through this process for my dad with the state and everything, I needed something. She knew where it was, and I just had to go get it, and it was great. I mean, I need to get our stuff like that. Let me go get that book away. That's good. Got that taken care of. And it's like when I was going through the books, I want to make sure stuff about the house and banks, the stuff was current. We knew what it was, and you were if somebody else needed to look at it, there'd be no questions. I'm just saying because people get funny sometimes. Just saying. So, as I was going through that book and pulling stuff out that I didn't think she needed because it pertained to him and that process of whatever services, whatever it is we didn't need that anymore. And then I looked at the book and I told my mom, all his vital stuff here, like his DD-214, his birth certificate, whatever vitals, like documents that you get, during this lifetime. I go, to me, that's family history. I'm not doing anything with that. Because because it's almost like you get rid of that. It's like, who knows that he was here? Aside from us kids, I mean, he was our dad. And, maybe his grandkids, because they're all adults, they'll remember him. And the girls, sure might, I'm sure she remembers him, Charlie. But the other ones, they're just babies, So it's kind of, that's it. Your deed is done. So I'm thinking that may have been part of the reason. Because, again, it's a part of the process, the grieving process that you just got to go through. But the stuff just needs to be taken care of. You can't stop because nothing's stopping you. You know what I'm saying? Well, time's not stopping. Time's still moving forward. All right, let's go ahead and put a little bit of money in here. I'm going to drop 15 because I'm working on cleaning out or closing out that other Smile Money one that we got here. So let's go ahead. And because this is a new year and these are funky teeth, we are still keeping them a funky color. I'm going to do purple today, I guess. Each one of these are $15. So we're going to go ahead and drop another 15 in here for mine and Big Dog Smile Money. He got his final. He seems to be pleased with them, the actual set. And he's starting to eat, regular, like meat, chicken. Like tonight we're going to have tilapia, Cajun tilapia. He likes that. I'm going to make some rice pilaf. I might have a salad. Doesn't that sound so healthy? I'll drink to that. And I'll probably do a video about why I'm doing that as well. Aside from, no, my boozy coffee is something else. But anyway, we can't be good all the time. All right, we're going to go ahead and put, let's see what we're going to put in here. I think 78. No, 79. 50, 60, 70. Yeah, we're going to put 79 because there's 80. And I was going to take $1 out. And we're going to go ahead. Yep, got $1 in here. Take that out. So after that, after we went and to take care of that, because my mom came with me because one of the accounts she had to take care of. I told her, how about we go out to breakfast? Go get something to eat. So there's a little place not too far from our house that we went to, and just like that was it. Today is Friday the 30th. It's already gonna be Valentine's Day, be February. All right, so okay, I guess I'll use a purple pen. I thought I had my other pen up here. And then I put 79. And does Gigi have? Yes, I got my calculator here. And we are doing 5448 plus 79. 5527. 5527. And I think, do my 79. Okay, that's brown. I think next week I'll actually close this out. Now, the bulk of this money was saved last year because we needed it last year. But there was just 3-4 teeth, three. I couldn't close them out with Christmas and everything, and us traveling. So next week I'll close this out. It's only the last tooth here is $78, and the total of this, I started this. When did I start this? When's my day to start? I actually December 2024, December 27th. So it's like the last week, just a few days short of the end of the year. 24. Yes, it took me a little over a year to save $5,600 with this particular savings. Doesn't include any of the other savings that we saved for because it was over $9,000. But it's, gotta be consistent, man, because it don't work if you're not consistent. Like past couple of weeks I've come $2, $18. But that's how it grows, and that's how it continues to go. You stop, it don't grow. Just saying. It'll be nice to have this one out. All right, and now I think we're gonna start a new one. Well, not start a new one, but I think there's two I wanted to do. I want to do this one because this is the savings challenge we use like for Valentine's Day, for anniversaries, for birthdays, and guess what? Valentine's Day is coming up. So I want to make sure I put a little money in here because I want to be going out. So let's see here. What was I going to put in here? Well, let's put 40. Here, let's see. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Maybe I'll put 40 in here. So I was going to put something in here. Yeah. So I'll put 45 in here. So let's do this. Here's 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'll put this up front. Get your shit together, Gigi. So we did that, and then for Christmas, and I was thinking, what am I going to get her for Christmas? So I thought, you know what? Ever since we moved out to Arizona, she really enjoys going to tea rooms, and we used to go to tea rooms in California. In fact, my kids, there was one in the town in Clovis that we lived in that we even took my kids to a couple times. Their dad and my Garrett and Stace. And it was a nice one, it was local, so we were able to go, it was convenient. And, but it hadn't really taken her or found one here, so I told Big Dog, you know what, I'm going to take her there. So I was telling him about it. I just thought it was going to be me and her going. He goes, well, I've never been to a tea room. You haven't? Oh, you want to come? So it was in Gilbert. It was called the Quirky Tea Room. It's a little clip there I made of it. The biscuits were nice and warm. They didn't have any scones. We were surprised they didn't have any scones. I love the tea. They had like a rose hibiscus tea, pink. Oh, that was so good. I'm going to buy some. And they had a lavender blueberry. Oh, I really liked the tea. And the little sandwiches, they weren't bad either. But I mean, we enjoyed ourselves. It was nice. It was tea for three, and the queen was there. Okay, look at this. So, I'll send stuff to the kids, kind of let them know what the mom's doing. So, my kids knew that I had gotten this gift from my mom. And they knew about the tea room. Like I said, they've been to one before when they were younger. I don't know if they've gone not recently, but they know about it. So I send the pictures to the kids. When I say the kids, I'm talking about my kids, which is Garrett and Stace, and Katie and Dominic. They're my son-in-law, my daughter-in-law. These are their babies. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about, my kids. When I say our kids, that's including Big Dog's kids. I'm not talking about Big Dog's kids. I'm talking about my kids. So anyway, so I send these pictures to the kids. Go, oh, look, this is where we took you, Nana, blah, 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 blah. This is what Dominic sent me back. When I saw them, I had to laugh out loud. I could not believe. Okay, folks, I'm not quite sure what happened here. I didn't discover this issue until I started editing. But stay tuned. because we're getting it taken care of. So hang tight. But this is Gigi Unfiltered. Hang tight. Okay, the reason why you see the mic here is because I upload this stuff or my chats up to Spotify for the podcast. It's under the same name. Everything's the same. It's just that it's a podcast. But anyway, I just kind of want to catch up with everybody. What is going on? Oh, it's got a commercial for Chick-fil-A. What happened to my ocean? But so I told you folks that I'm looking for a job, trying to get back into the workforce, which I'm still doing. I've got a number of, looking for a job now and looking for a job before, it's very, very different. More texting, more surveys, more personality checks, more assessments. I think I've taken this week 4 different surveys or assessments, whatever they want to call them. Some call them surveys, some call them assessments, some call them skill tests. They're different, but they're primarily the same kind of questions that they ask. I'm from old school that I went in and met somebody, prepared my, gave them my resume, always had it on good paper because I know about that because that was, if somebody didn't put it on good paper, it didn't pass the smell test. But if somebody put their resume on good paper, because to me that was like paying attention to details. I want to meet that person. Who took the time to put their resume on this paper? But anyway, so it's very, very different. I'm on Indeed right now. I went ahead and sent a text out to Dominic because when right before they had moved, he was looking for a job. So yeah, was it right? Yeah, because I think Alex was just born. So he was looking for a job. So I asked him, I go, so what sites are you using? And he said, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, which I was familiar with because we'd use ZipRecruiter at the office at the funeral home. So I was familiar with that website. And LinkedIn. Well, I've got a LinkedIn. I don't really use it. I'm still not using it right now. But Indeed and ZipRecruiter. So now I'm on ZipRecruiter. I'm utilizing that. Oh. Let's see who this is. That just drives me crazy. I've been answering my phone because I don't know who's maybe calling me, and they can call from anywhere now because I'm also doing remote and hybrid jobs. And people always call about personal loans. I don't need no loan. She's on a budget. Anyway, so I got on that, and I've already had the Zoom. That I did get that position, but I declined it. And then I did go in for an interview. I just got notified. Well, I got an actual letter, old school letter in the mail today that, they went to another candidate. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that because I understand the process. I was surprised that they went ahead and actually wrote a letter. Well, not wrote, but typed a letter. Somebody, I know who signed it. So, wow, that was kind of refreshing because we never did that. Somebody would call and tell them, but no, we didn't. And I don't know why we didn't do that because we used to do that back in the day. Way back in the day. But anyway, before, so everything's online. Resume, upload. Assessment, survey, And, but back in the day, you take your resume, you get all ready, and okay, here we go. We're going to go in for a job interview. And introduce yourself, shake your hand, and sometimes you're lucky enough they hired you on the spot, and sometimes they end up calling you or letting you know some other way. But you had a face-to-face, and that's what's very different. I was pleased. I felt comfortable because it had been 10 years since I had an actual face-to-face interview. I felt comfortable having the interview. And I think that's another thing that I find surprising that I kind of talked about in my last video, is that when you walk into an interview, it's different than when I was 20 or 30. Oh, I don't know, I get this job. Oh, I need this job. Blah, blah. Look, I would like to have the job, but I don't feel Because there used to be a certain amount of anxiety before. Now, does that come because you're more confident? Does that come with you're more aware, with experience or wisdom? I'm thinking it's a combination of all of that. But it is very different than it was before. So we'll just, keep pushing and keep going out there. Like I say, I'm not going to... once I get on track on something, once I move forward on something, I want to continue to move forward on it. I don't give up easily, especially if I know. One of the things I've always thought, as long as I know I'm doing the right thing, things kind of work out. I've always kind of believed that. Even my ex-husband, Gary would say, why are you so sure of yourself? And I would tell him, I go, because I believe, this is Gigi, as long as I'm trying to do the right thing and I'm moving forward and trying to do the right thing, I believe it works out. It may not work out necessarily the way I want it to work out, but it works out to some degree. Something happens, decision made, movement happens, something happens one way or the other. So I've always believed that. So as long as I continue to move forward, as long as I continue doing what I'm doing, I know something will happen. It may not happen in my time, but that's okay, because I got a lot of stuff going on too. I'm looking to, look, it's already going to be February next week. I'm looking to fly out of Texas in March. I'm looking to fly out in Pittsburgh in May. I'm going to go still see my girls, so I'm still moving forward. I mean, if I can get a part-time job, that'd be sweet. Like on weekends, because we usually hang out at the house on the weekends. We usually do our stuff during the weekday. Part-time, that's okay too. Remote, that's all right. But I think that's part of it also, is I'm a lot more open than maybe I had been in the past. And I think it does come with being a self-assured or more confident than you were when you were very young. Because it is a different feel, it's very different. But anyway, like I said, I'm still plugging away, still doing what I'm doing. And like I said, this week wasn't bad. Just a lot of things, getting taken care of. And though there are moments that sometimes you just have to kind of push through and take care of business, because that's life. Life don't stop for nobody. Like my mama says, town waits for nobody, right, Mama? That just goes. That's right, Mama. Anyway, I just wanted to share the week. I hope you're all having a good one. Remember, time don't wait for no one, baby. So you keep moving forward. You do what you got to do. Right. And until next week, I'll see you then. And have a good one. You working stiffs out there? I may be joining you soon. Tits up, hang tough, and have a good one. Cheers, folks. See ya. Ciao.
We're getting ready. Getting ready at the dance floor. So turn the lights on. You know just what we're here for. We're moving like